Hi everyone, I'm back with another session regarding the Zoom Reports API. Okay, so in the previous session, we have successfully got the activity report against the sign in, sign out, against all the sub accounts of your account. Okay, and we have got an error when we have requested to billing report. Okay, and that error was due to the limitation of scope. So billing report, okay, billing and billing invoice API endpoints require master scope. So they requires read master. Okay, so they needed this scope. Okay, so we do not have that scope on our access token. So that's why we have got response error that access token is invalid. Okay, and another fix for our previous I have a missed place a filter, okay, on this activity. You can also place a filter, okay. So basically filter have from to and page size and next page token parameters, okay. So from and to will be a date in this format, okay. Same for the to, okay. And page size will be minimum 300 and by default, okay. So if you are not setting page size, then default is 30, and if you are going to set, then you can only max you can set 300 record per request. And next page token will be available if the request response have records greater than 300, okay. So if the records are greater than 300, then you have a next page token the response. So these are the parameters you can apply on this activity report also, and you can also apply a recursive call to activity report to fetch all the records if you have needed. And we are going to implement the next our report. Inside that, I am going to applying that recursive logic. You can get that in this session also, okay. So now in this session we are going to getting the cloud recordings report, okay. So we say cloud recording report slash cloud recording, okay. And we just need to export that cloud recording, need to format, and then we just build a helper here called cost, and we say cloud recording report missing, and we also apply a filter here, and we say then we must be first build the cloud recording report URI. So we use a string interpolation, okay, and we say here API base URI and cloud recording from the constants, okay. And then we check if filter dot to dot from, then we say cloud recording URI. We just need to append. Either we can use string interpolation also. We say cloud recording URI, and then we need to place the from parameter. So we say filter dot from, okay, and we by default it will bind that customer. And if filter but then we just need to copy and paste that here, and we just need to change from to and parameter name also to, and we must be place a and here, okay. So we first check, we check here. So we check if cloud recording URI includes question mark then we place and if there is not question mark, then we place question mark. Okay, and we also check for the filter dot next page token, then need to paste, and we say here is set. I think if we have already on a default, then we have no need for this check. Okay, because we have already question mark. Okay, we have a need that, because if there is, I think we just need to place an end directly, because we have by default question mark, and I think so question mark, and if there is no question mark, then we are padding the end, control Z. So we are going with that previous logic. Okay, that's fine. And then we are appending, and so also we check here. So we check, say next page token will be next page token. Okay, so for this is logic nothing but if URI have a question mark, then we place nothing. Okay, and if there is a question mark, then we also need to go with the, because question mark is already there, so if, and it will return true always, so we are binding end, and we are binding end there. I think we change this to a pose. If there's question mark, then we bind nothing, and neither we bind any token. Okay, so that's fine. Now it is fine, and we say loud URI. Either we can just directly copy and paste, and we just need to copy that from here, paste it here, and we see page size, and we just pass 300. Okay, now URI is built successfully. So we also apply the check. Okay, now it is fine, and let's build the access. So we say data, and we say await, and access, and we say URL will be allow recording URI. Okay, so just copy, paste, and just say we method get headers. Just need to copy the header from here. Okay, paste it, and then response. We return the response, and if there's some error, then we need to return the error. Okay, now we are going to place the recursive logic here. So let's check if inside the data we have next page token, that means that records are greater than 300 page size. Okay, so what we can do, we first place a parameter, we call it loud recording reports. Okay, we just create that as an array, And we then just need to filter, sorry, cloud recording reports that push our existing already data. So we say here data dot, we see data dot cloud links, okay, and then we need to return, and we call it cloud recording report, and we call it back, okay. So we first must be, we say filtered our next page token, and we pass next page token, okay. We pass data dot next page token, and we pass here filter, okay, with the same remaining all the same parameters, and then we also pass the cloud recording reports, okay. And in the else part, we just going and binding cloud recording reports dot data, sorry, dot push, and we are binding data dot cloud recordings, okay, and we are returning cloud recording reports, okay. So what is the logic actually? So let's suppose we are taking an example. Let's suppose we have 500 records, okay, and when we are requesting first time, so on the first time we are getting 300 records inside the data, okay, and we have also next page token, okay. Let's suppose in the first request we have a 300 and next page token, okay. So this check will be true, and we are going here, and we have a cloud recordings report, and we are pushing the cloud recordings from the first record, from the response of the XUS, and then we are setting the next page token from the data inside the filter, and we are requesting again. So once when second request is appearing here, all the URI will be built against the next page token, and we are requesting that here once again, okay. And then we are also receiving the response, and in that request we are now receiving in the second request 200 records, okay, and with no any next page token. So now there's no any next page token. That means this check will be false, and we are going here, and we are pushing the cloud recordings on already uh, passed as a parameter object, and we are sending back the result from here, and that result will be sent back from here, and where from it caught. So this is the logic, okay, because recursive logic to fetch all the records, keep recursively calling itself, okay. So now we are just going to place a breakpoints here and here, and now we are just going to call from the browser, okay. So it is cloud recording storage, okay. So we first we set that, so here and here, so Control C, and we can start. I think we have missed one thing, so we must be first export this. So we say cloud recording report, import it here. So we first import cloud recording report, and we need to build an endpoint for that API. App.get, we say API zoom slash reports, and slash, we say cloud recordings, okay. Cloud recordings, and the sync request response, and here we are just saying let result, we say cloud recordings storage, okay. We are wait, and we are calling cloud recording, and inside the filter, okay, we must be pass the query as it is. Okay, we pass request the query. Okay, and we just return back allow recordings storage. Need to format the code and just quick fix, and we just copy the same point. Need to stop and start. Now just navigate to the browser, type localhost 4000 and paste. Just remove this extra slash and hit enter. Okay, so you can see we have successfully response. If there is any data, so we have a data. Okay, we have a 0 data, and it is by default a 1 date. Only it is auto getting the current date. Okay, that's why it is 2022. Okay, 22. We need to pass the parameters back here, and we say from and 11 and 01 and 22 and 11 and 23rd, and we hit enter. Okay, we have now, you can see, but still we are getting the from and to. We are not getting these inside the folder C. So we just check that we have a filter correctly working correctly. So we can also check the URI. So it is from 01. Oh, you can see we are missing end here. So now here is we are breaking our logic. If it includes question mark, which always include, you just need to check if there is any end. Then we set end. Now we set question mark. Now just need to stop and start. Okay, hit once again. Let's see our URI first. Get all the things. Oh. So the question mark, you can see there we are not binding end operator. So this logic is confusing now. We just need to set end parameter. We set here. I think why not we can just remove the checks directly. So we say enter and we paste. Okay. And we only apply the check on a next page token. So we just remove this. We apply end. Now here we directly pen the end. Control C and game start. We hit enter. Now let's see your URI first. So cloud recordings from and to page size 30. And now you can see inside the data if there is some data. Okay, so now we have successfully the dates are correctly missing, and we are successfully also getting the response back, but we do not have a data on this account. Okay, we are testing this demo. So if you have any data against that report, you will successfully got the response back. Okay, So hopefully you have got this session. If you have any query regarding this session, then just please comment on a video comment section. Either you can also ping me via my shared contact details, either on an email address, either on a WhatsApp. Bye bye.